Now, welcome back to potentially the final episode of Season 6 of the Ipswich Town playthrough, Championship Manager 3, played on real hardware and pointing under my desk. You can't even see my desk, let alone see under it. It's on a Windows XP. It's a Packard Bell iMedia 2004. This time last year, we had a chance at the title. We absolutely bottled it. So will this year be a repeat of that bottling? Or will we be spraying the bottles of second place? I don't think you get champagne for that. But we'll be giving ourselves a pat on the back if we can pull it off. There are 5 games left. We've opened up a little bit of a gap on Middlesbrough. We've got one of the best players, the deadliest man in the Premier League, in Trevor Benjamin. He's only been here for a bit of the year. We've also got John Hartson. A bit further down, we've got Mauricio Annabelle Risso. He's not been on the same form as last year, but then he's been in and out of the team. We've got David Johnson, now back from injury. We've got Kelvin Phillips. He's only got 5 goals this year, which is why his place has become under threat. And then we've got no one else there. But we have got a massive game at home here against Arsenal. Phillips is out. Kone is out. Keats is out. Keats is out for another 2 weeks with a sprained ankle. Things have gone pretty well. We beat Coventry at Highfield Road. I'm like, it is still Highfield Road, isn't it? Found it. There it is there, Highfield Road. So look, 29,000. So they get a bigger crowd than we are getting. So we need to sort that out, Ipswich fans. So 2-0 win, Risso and Walsh. Before that, we had a 2-1 win over Everton. Risso again, he's hitting some form. And then we had a 0-0 draw with Sunderland. So this wasn't the best. We had 2 0-0s because you saw this one. And then it went straight into that one against them. And I was thinking, oh no, it's happening again. But we are going to go with Arsenal, Norwich, Man City. And then see, are we going to add in Wednesday and Oxford this episode? Or are we going to have them on Friday? Are we going to have a week's pause? And maybe we could do it a Wednesday episode if there's a... Yeah, we'll decide all that when we get to it anyway. Right, so we've got Arsenal coming up. Arsenal currently still shading the past meetings, but we beat them this year. We beat them 1-0. Big Trev. Might have been one of his first games, that. Right, so let's get set up. So, gone with something a little bit different here. With the amount of holding midfielders we've got out, both Keats and Mullins aren't able to play. I've gone with Holland in there, and I've told him to push forward. We've got Gerrard and Lundberg also pushing forward. Thierry Henry not fit enough to start this. He's got a 76% rating. That leaves Johnson, Manishi, Scott Parker, Ivan Cordova, and Shegiven on the bench. Cordoba has been starting, but against Arsenal, gone with a slightly stronger pairing. That also means Walsh, I think, is maybe going to move across into right back at some stage this game. It's Arsenal, so we're going on fast all throughout the game. Let us see, can we take a much needed opening 3 points? And let's see what Arsenal are currently about. So they're in the 4-4-2 diamond. They've got the short pressing, and they've got Mikel Landrea in goal. It looks a pretty decent signing. He's come from Nantes on the start of this. Then what have they got? They've got Mark Studley, the man who turned us down. They've got Matthew Upson, Frederick Dayu, David Jamali via Bordeaux, Claude Makaleli in the defensive midfield role. They've got Michael Black. They've got Finidi. Now, is he leaving? He was due. They've given him a new contract. I was going to say he was expiring. Behind 34-year-old Dennis Bergkamp. Still pretty good. 11 goals, 32 appearances. And then they've got Salula Lasisi got there. And Darren Huckabee, the prolific Darren Huckabee, 10 England goals in 20 caps. We are due to have a look at England as well at some stage, but that will probably be on next episode. There's a bit of a shower here as well, 11 degrees. So I'm going to imagine that's going to strike us. Strikers. I'm going to imagine that's going to suit us rather than them. Freddie Lundberg did just have a strike though, hence why my muddled commentary came in. But I feel like a win here, that's going to really set us up for our run-in. And we'll have a look at how Middlesbrough and Newcastle are doing at half-time on the odd latest scores tab. Oh, diving header by Risso, but it's still 0-0. Now, we've come from... Well, let me rephrase it like this. Nothing shows the progress more than the fact that not beating Arsenal here would be a bit disappointing with the seasons we've had and the seasons they have had. I believe they are still in Europe, so the UEFA Cup that they knocked us out of. But if you think about how that game went to how this game is going, you'll see what progress we've made this since we played them, let alone from when we came up. Right, so things are going all right. They've got a few more 7s than us, though, it looks like. Oh, no, they haven't. It's about even. And we've got Richard Wright on his customary 8. Let's have a look at the latest scores. Man United draw. All right, so neither... the first time I've... Oh, I was going to say, the first time I've brought it in, and neither of them are playing, but they're here. So Middlesbrough 1-1. Wish you'd stay on here. And Newcastle are 1-0 up against Man City. Right, they've gone more defensive. Let's see what that means. They've gone counter-attack. So they're wary of the threat that we are carrying. And one of the changes that I'm thinking that we might go for here would be getting David Johnson back in, because he's not featured since he's come back. One of the games that we were aware, I didn't show this, we played the old 4-2-3-1 runners from midfield because we were down to like one striker or one fit striker. Right, feel like we need a change here. Huckabee's come off. He's been replaced by a Daly. I'm not sure if that's Christian. Let's go to mixed passing. Holland is having a stinker. So what can we do for him? Let's get Parker on for Holland. Let's get Cordova on for Walsh. And then let's get Johnson on. Oh, let's go. We're going to bring him on for Benjamin because Hartson's moved up to his 7. Again, we're looking to send a message to Trevor Benjamin. You've had 74 minutes of goalless football, and that's not like you, pal. Cordoba's on and already booked. I like that about him, I'm not going to lie. We've not really managed to get any more shots with the change of emphasis. Arsenal, they've come here for a draw, and they've got their draw. And I think, if anything, that shows credit to us that now Arsenal are wary about coming to us. It has not, it's prevented us. A win there would have drawn us ever so slightly closer to Man United. So what, they must only be one game away from winning the league now. Now, past meetings, only just taken the lead here, and we're only taking the lead because we managed to be in the league, in the same league as them. But you better believe that this still hurts. 4-0, very first season. Look at this, Fabian Wilms. Where's he up at now? Marcel. Oh, Clint. And then this was also not great. This was during our much better days. Got an absolute 3-1 dismantling from them. This guy's still there. Norwich, we're away at Carrow Road. I'm beginning to hate international duty as much as real life managers, because during the last international duty, we've lost Ivan Cordova and we've lost Scally, who's got injured in training during the under-21s. So I'm going to set this up and I'll be back with you in a second. Right, and we're back and we got another change, another little tweak. It is the 4-3-3 dual DM without any DMs. So we are going with Parker in midfield and telling him to drop back. So he's starting here, then dropping back, just because he's not a defensive midfielder, and neither is Holland. So I'm like, I'm going to try this to see if this can improve the rating for that player. We've got right in goal, McGlinchey, Walsh, Woolwork. Hayden Mullins now behind my face. He has had to come in due to injuries to centre-backs and the right-back. Holland Parker Holding and Gerrard behind Benjamin, Hartson and Risso, leaving Phillips, Johnson, Lundberg, Dalu and Shea Given on the bench. We're also going to keep this on fast because it is a derby. And winning this again is going to go a long way towards pushing us over. And finally maybe getting us home in that second place. Now let's see what are Norwich doing. Right, Norwich are in the 5-3-2 defensive. They've got old man Vance Warner, so he'll be motivated. They've also got Scott Minto. The rest of the team, you know, no one is standing out to me there. If anyone scores, we'll have a look at them. But it looks like a lot of regens or developed players. And we have scored. It's an own goal. I was thinking, please be Warner. But it is Burton. It is this guy Burton via Crystal Palace. And our fans, wherever they are, possibly down here, will be going absolutely bonkers. At half-time, once again, we will check the other teams. But so far, 25 minutes in, cagey game, but we've got a goal from our one shot on goal that's hit someone and gone in, presumably. He might have just headed it into his own net, I suppose. Now, McGlinchey's on corner duty due to the lack of any other players. Risso looks certain to score. Risso has scored. That's Risso, the goal scorer, which is vindicating the fact that I've just realised that I didn't even check to put Henry back on the bench. I would hope that he would have gone from his 72% fitness back up to it, and at least a mid-90s in the week, this international break that we had, unless he was playing, of course, in which case I could have just made up that he still wasn't fit enough to play. So stamina work for him is something that we need to be looking at. Right, 2-0, half-time. Things are going well. I'm going to leave this as is for the time being. Now, this is a game that I would love to get both Johnson and Phillips back on and try and get them in some kind of form for this run-in. Superb by play by Norwich. If only he could have finished. He's not going to finish past Richard Wright, though. Richard Wright's on a 7. Now, short passing doesn't seem to impact the goalkeeper because we've seen a lot of 55-yard passes from him. I imagine those are pings out to the area right. So we're going to get Johnson on through the middle for Hartson. That's the first change. And then I'm going to give this another 10 to 20. I'm not going to give it another 10 to 20 because then there's only going to be 10 left. I'm going to give it another this amount. And then we're going to make a change. We're going to get Phillips on as well. Right, so I'm going to move Johnson and Risso, Benjamin and Risso, and then Phillips is going to come on for the goal scorer. And I'm going to save my other sub for now, just in case. But I'm pleased. Bit of a changed lineup, new formation, couple of guys in that wouldn't normally play together. 2-0 win so far. And that's professional. Let's see how the other teams have got on. Newcastle have drawn again. Middlesbrough have won, but with us winning, that's given us that little gap. Right, massive game here. Arsenal versus Man United. Probably going to be a Man United win. Is a Man United win. 1-0. Ryan Giggs. What is that? That is his 13th league goal of the season. He's still only 30 years old. They have won the league. They are now uncatchable. How many have they won now? So they'll have won this year's, runners-up last year, and then they won the 2 before that and the 1 before that. So they're in their era, people. In this game, they've never been worse than second. We're going into our home game against Man City. A win, what we're going to do is we are going to play until second place is confirmed. So if it gets confirmed now, that'll be the end of the episode. If it's not confirmed now, we will keep going. We'll either keep going until we get it, or we bottle it. Some bits to be looking at here. Mikel Antonison on my shortlist. Someone has come in with a 300,000 bid for him. I'm going to cool off him for the time being. He was someone I wanted like a year or two ago. This is the one that's of interest to me. Glasgow Celtic have made a £5.5 million bid for West Ham United's Rio Ferdinand. You know I've wanted Ferdinand for a long time. Wants to move to a bigger club. Let's see. I've offered that before, and they've said no. Thorpe is loving these, isn't he? Now, I would be interested to get the stats up of when we first got him up here, because I feel like he's developed really nicely. Let's put him on here. So I'm keeping it as it is. So we're going with the same formation. We've brought Thierry onto the bench. He is fit enough for that. We're keeping the front three the same. I'm considering, when he does come on, maybe bringing Lundberg and Henry on and having them in those attacking spots from midfield, depending on how the game is going, though. And I forgot to do a comparison with Man City, but I believe this will only be the second time that we've faced them. It's probably too late to check now. They've got Nicky Weaver in goal. Oh, Risso was away, and in the form he was in, I was expecting that to say, has scored, goal, whatever it says when you score a goal. That's their only shot on target. We're doing pretty well. Balls come in, aim to the near post, but it is still 0-0. But we have scored goal for Ipswich. That is what it says when Trevor Benjamin scores, because Trevor Benjamin always scores, so I should know what it says, because we see it so frequently, especially from him. If we can get another goal before half-time, I'm going to make some changes. I love that we can just move them into a slightly different formation. Same results. Now, when it gets to half-time, I am going to check our player ratings, then the latest scores. Right, Eckenberg with their second shot, again not on target. Right, this is pleasing me. Hayden Mullins slotted in it right back seamlessly so far. Really pleased with that. I'm going to take Gerrard off. I'm going to leave Parker on. I'm going to leave Holland on. So let us do that first. And I'm going to try Henry, and I've called him that again. So I'm going to switch these two around. So Thierry is on the left. Holland's now moved across to the right. Parker is staying in there. Right, so we've done that. Now, latest scores. Oh, George. Right, Newcastle drawing with Oxford. I'll be surprised if Oxford can hold on for that. And Middlesbrough are not playing, are they? So, no, they are not. So, one of our rivals, we're potentially pulling 2 points away from. But the other ones, hopefully they've got Man United, although they did beat them last time, didn't they? Holland scores, but it won't count. Oh, linesman had his flag up. And it's Big Trev. He's like, what are you shooting for? What are you scoring for? That's what I'm here for. Right. Phillips is going to come on for Hartson. Tell you what, know what? Let's move these two around. I'd love Phillips to get another goal. He was electric last year, and it's not quite happened for him this time around. Right, let us now think about getting Lundberg on Still 1-0. So, you know, it's precarious. I would prefer a second goal, obviously, because which manager wouldn't? Right, Holland has played really well. Parker's not playing great. So I'm going to take Parker off, and I'm going to shunt those two around. And Lundberg straight into the action with a shot. That's our ninth. There's yet to have a shot on target. Oh, and Benjamin has just struck the post. Imagine he nearly broke it. Dunk. And then Thierry played through, strikes it with fury. And then what is Weaver on? Weaver is on a 9. I'm already getting nervous. This feels like Wimbledon away in the cup all over again. Freddie's just been booked. They've still yet to have a shot on target. Weaver must be on a 10 now. Weaver's like, I'll just let that run free. I know you're not going to score past me again. There we go. Final whistle. It's getting a bit nervy at the end. The keeper has played a 10. Now, thanks to Sunderland, who we've been pretty critical of on the playthrough, let's be honest, we are one game away from sealing second. We've got 71 points. Middlesbrough have got 65. If we get one more point, they will not be able to catch us because there's only 6 points remaining. Oh, bit of Colin Lee watch though, impromptu Colin Lee watch. Chelsea have won promotion from the English First Division. Let's have a look. So have they have snuck in or concealed, consolidated even, on the final day. So Blackburn will be coming back, Chelsea will be coming back, and then we will be joined by one of either Wimbledon, Forest, Fulham or Hartlepool. Hopefully Hartlepool, but it's sad that they've fallen off there, haven't they?
So let's just take another look at that one.
And West Ham have accepted that offer. We've got 8 million, and I'm not going to match that because we've got defenders coming in. So sadly, the Rio Ferdinand Maceo dream is over. Although it is nice to see him finally leaving West Ham as they're languishing down there. Oh God, everyone's in for them now. Right, Man United have offered 5.5, and Man United have offered 475,000 for Dan. And I'm like, who is Danny Sadler? It's this guy. You're just not having him out of spite. Right, next year I would like him to be out on loan. Right, so we've gone back to the original 4-3-3 dual DM. McGlinchey, Walsh, Woolwork, Mullins still staying at the right due to his good form. Keats and Holland behind Thierry Henry playing in that midfield role. So going to see how he does there. And then we've got Phillips, Benjamin and Risso. Now, he's got, where is he? He's got adaptability of 12. So I'm going to see how this goes. But I don't want to disturb too much of the front three at the minute. I know I've brought Phillips in and pushed Benjamin across. But I've got Hartson on the bench ready to come on. We're going to go very fast first half. And then see where we are. And we'll probably play the last game anyway, just to tie the season up nicely. So we can keep that on. Faster commentary speed and maybe get some plays. Oh, he had scored. First goal was nearly going to be away at Hillsborough. But it has been disallowed. And we're doing pretty well with the shots and the possession, so at least we've got our new system going forward in terms of short passing, etc. Right, Phillips is struggling. I'm going to get Kone on because he's not played much since he's come in due to injury, and we're going to switch those two around. And I'd like to seal second place with a win. It'd be disappointing to seal it with a draw. And we might even seal it with a draw today if Borough win. And we don't win. Hayden Mullins, though, from right back. One of the people who's been here an incredibly long time. A free signing. He's played, look, pretty much every... Oh, I was going to say every game. He's clearly not played every game. He played 16 last year. But he's been a perennial for us. And there he is, sweeping in from right back, slashing one in. Risso has now added a second. We are 2-0 up. We are going to the Champions League. We're going to get some changes on. Let's give McGlinchey a rest. Let's get Freddie on. Big round of applause for those guys coming off. And I hope you enjoyed that little bit of silence that we just had, because I was like, don't feel like I need to add anything. The team's adding it itself. We're in the orange kit. We're away at Sheffield. We're closing in on the title. Mullins has scored. We've had 26 shots on goal. We've absolutely peppered them. Middlesbrough have won. Doesn't matter. Ian Moore not going to stop us now. Newcastle have drawn. They must have completely faded, because I don't feel like they've won a game since we started. They're completely faded. They're down to 5th, so they're not even anyone we should have been checking. Who has come up to 4th place? It is Liverpool. But Liverpool, it's too little too late this year. You're the bottle jobs. And Tottenham have been relegated from the English Premier Division. Oh, God. I'm not even reading that out. We have got Oxford. They need a win to get out, and I had already considered playing a heavily rotated side. So, sorry, Wolves and whoever the other one was. Was it Watford? No, Watford is 16th. It could be Watford then. It's Everton. So, sorry, Wolves and Everton, but if this backfires and they clamber free of you, that's your fault for putting yourself in that position. Now, gone for an extremely changed team. There's a few players here that we're saying goodbye to. So Shea Given, final game. Cordoba has dropped in at left back due to an injury to McGlinchey. Dalu and Walsh. Mullins continuing at right back just because he is Hayden Mullins and you don't drop him. Muster and Parker in the coal room. Ruddy in midfield behind Andre, David Johnson and Terry Cook. Cook in for only his 8th game. Andre in for only his 7th, well, starts, that is. Johnson, first time back. He's got a pretty good record in the Premier League. And then we've got a bench of Thierry Henry, Dean Wellesby, Lee Jarman, Ian Anderson, and Danny Sadler. So Sadler's come onto the bench for this. Wellesby could be getting his first Premiership goal if we could get him on here. We'll keep them up, much to the annoyance of the other teams. We have gone with a completely changed team. Well, pretty much changed team. A good team, I would say. I would hope that we're still better than Oxford. Although we struggled against them the first time around, and they've gone 1-0 up. Which Hughes is this? It is Lee Hughes, but it's not that Lee Hughes. It's a different one. But this is what happened last time. They were 1-0 up, and we got 2 goals in the second half. And their fans, well, they'll be having their little radios pressed to their ears. Unless they've got a WAP phone by now, because I've lost track of what year it is and what technology we're about. What a terrible crowd. You've come to clap the players off for sealing Champions League football, and that's the level of crowd that we've got. Right, Watford. It wasn't Watford, was it? Wolves are drawing, and I've already lost track of who the other team was. It's Everton. So we're at Everton. Everton are 2-1 down. So at the minute, Oxford would be staying up. But we have got our record signing taking to the pitch. They look happy to defend. And Terry Cook has scored. Sorry, Oxford fans. A dagger, that. I mean, it's not unfair that we've scored looking at the possession and there's all the other stuff. And Dalu has now scored. There's 15 minutes to go. Oxford are doomed. Let's put it that way. Right, I'm going to take Cook off despite his goal and his good performance. Let's get Jarman on because it is his final game. He is moving to Leeds. So Ian Anderson will be staying on the bench. We've ended up not really using him. He's going to Real Madrid for like 2 months, so he doesn't need pity minutes here. And we have done it. We have ended the season with a win. Records all around. Wolves have lost. Oxford have lost. Those two will be going down. Everton lost and have managed to stay up. How very Everton of them. So there we go. This is kind of good news because they've got a few players that I had my eye on. So we will probably come back. Youngs is one of them. Campbell, real decent player. Could be someone that we've looked to bring in. So we'll go back and we'll have a look over their corps. Right, Wolves have been relegated, Oxford relegated. We have been awarded 4.8 million for finishing second. The 78 goals scored by Man United is a record. What did we end up getting? We got 62, so we are second best in oh so many ways. And Ipswich league possession of second in the Premier Division is a new record high. So we are going to leave it there. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, tuning in, and just generally encouraging this journey to get to here. We were so nearly quit, or we were so nearly fired. Let's correct it. And it was your guys' kind of encouragement and some suggestions and some, why don't you sign this player, that's allowed us to grow to this point. So the Champions League is for all of you. God, I hope we actually goes down to second this year. We don't end up back in the UEFA Cup.